Fresh Mints, we have a man today who has already conquered the world of music. And he's making his way into the NFT space with an interesting collection called Syndicated Club. We are talking about our guest, Young Paris. Thank you so much, man, for coming on to the show.
What's up, guys? Hello from Tulum.
Tulum, man, I'm jealous right now. I'm here in Houston right now, and it's not, the weather's not so bad, but I don't see a beautiful beach by me, so I'm sure you're enjoying that right now.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna start it off with. No, absolutely. I really appreciate you being on. We're gonna start it off with your project, the Syndicated Club project. I mean, can you tell us about this project and what makes your project so unique?
Yeah, I mean, the idea with the Syndicated Club was really coming from an artist's perspective, jumping into NFTs and figuring like what type of value I can bring to the space. And, because I have access to these spaces in Metaverse and I actually got some land in Sandbox and building my network within Web3, I was like, I might as well build my community online with this theme of art and a collectible and allow my fans and supporters and people who also want to subscribe and learn about NFTs to jump into a project. So we have these 3D amazing CADs. There's going to be 9,999 unique versions. We just did an OG sale that sold out for the first 250
nice.
OGs. We're looking to launch in a couple of weeks to do a public sale. But for now, the idea is really about building community through events. And we're pushing to do a P2E game as well.
I'm kind of curious to know, though. Like, did you work with the 3D artists to kind of generate this stuff? Are you on behind the keyboard doing all this? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I'm actually behind the scenes for everything. So
Nice.
People still have me in this light of a celebrity, but I really dove in and nerded out on YouTube 6 months ago and really got into NFTs and the idea behind minting and contracts and setting up wallets. So I found an artist. He goes by Ghost King. He's from Nigeria, and he's actually already starting to make these cute animals. And I was like, dude, we have a good relationship. We might as well jump into this NFT space, and we can actually create a collection. So we had to learn how to script and generate, and and I like daily spending 5-6 hours punching ideas on like, should we do chains? Should we, add these Ethereum accents? Should we do hats, hoodies? Like, how do we create variations to make these cats look like real humans? And the idea again with the Syndicated is, humanizing cats, but also making them relative to like your everyday person. So you got some guys who have suits on, you got the hat guys, you got the city guys, and I'm a city boy, so I wanted to have this with cats.
No, I love that, man.
Who doesn't love cats?
No, that's true. That's true. But there's some dog people out there that might not like cats. But I'm with you, man. I'm more of a cat guy myself. Our other co-host Nicole, she also has a cat, so she's definitely missing out. I'm curious to know what other NFT projects you got in your wallets, man. I mean, if you feel comfortable sharing, like what are you hot on right now?
Just to kind of rewind, so I got into NFTs a bit accidentally. I was already diving into crypto, and a friend just sent me this Phantom Bear. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Phantom Bears, but at the time he sent it to my wallet. It was one of my first NFTs, and all of a sudden I remember seeing the price was like, I think 0.3 ETH, which was like maybe $500-600 at the time. And and 3 days later I checked my wallet and it was like the floor was at like 2 Ethereum. Woo-hoo. So I kind of freaked out that I could make money, and I sold it, and then it went up to like 5 or 6. So then I started really diving in. I bought a cool cat and got into the World of Women project. Cryptoon Goons, Alien Friends, like some really strong projects that seem like they have long-term community building and aspects where they really will provide the utility. But as a collector, I kind of just been also supporting the new guys, like friends who are dropping local projects. There's one of my guys named Kix. His project is called Hood Apes. But overall, I'm at like close to 600 NFTs.
Wow.
I would say like a third just been like donations and people sending me stuff. As I think we all have done, I definitely aped in some projects and lost a lot. So,
we've been there, man.
It's a journey. It's a journey getting into it, and I love the whole theme and the aspect. I think now my interest is more of how we can translate not only these tokens to benefit these online communities, but also move that into the music space.
I love that.
I love that. And that makes a lot of sense. And hope you can hear me, Young Paris. I had a question. So now that you're in NFT art and a lot of artists have gone that route, Do you think you will ever go back to the traditional ways of distributing your art, or are you kind of sticking in this lane rather than going back to the traditional?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like anything. When you learn, I mean, you're very inspired of a new way of doing things. You really try to figure out how to dive in. So, I dropped my last album in April, which was like hitting the charts in my country, and I actually haven't recorded in almost a year. And
Wow.
after getting into crypto and getting into NFTs and learning more about how Web3 is going to affect music, I actually told myself, let me actually learn about different aspects in the space so that I can also teach and provide more information to other artists. So I definitely don't think I would rewind. I'm kind of a guy who always goes with the new and tries to put my brand and my likeness into nuances. So, right now it's really about figuring out how NFTs and music will really find synergy. So whether I drop my next single or my next album as an NFT and we tokenize it and
Mm.
allow fans to then make money off of the work, that also diving into music in the NFT space. So I'm just trying to compilate and see what's going to be the best adoption.
I love that, man. I love that you're still kind of, keeping up with the latest trends and you're going to be applying that to music, tokenizing your music down the line. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wanted to be one of the guys who can really get out there and get their feet and hands dirty in the space. And a lot of artists are kind of just observing it from afar and like, where's the industry going to move? Are the labels going to start approaching Web3 ways to do things? So it's a lot of confusion in this space as an artist. But I kind of just took the initiative to go out to NFT LA and NFT
Mm-hmm.
Miami Week and sit on panels and ask questions and really just try to understand it early on before it really hits mass adoption. But I think the whole music space needs a shift right now. I think it's a very interesting time to be a musician in the digital space.
Agreed.
Agreed. That makes a lot of sense. And thank you for that. Sorry, my audio for you is going in and out. But I did have one last question. We were talking in pre-production about you being from the Congo, my parents and me being from Nigeria. Like, where do you see NFTs being able to bring cultures together, whether it's geographically or for different niches? Like, right now I'm seeing people do stuff within their community of people that already follow them. But is there ways NFTs can bridge that gap to bring different cultures together? You seem to already be doing that. So I'd love to hear more of the steps you plan to use to do that.
Yeah, I think it's already happening. I think if you see most NFT collection compilations, they're different colors and races, and I think the idea of kind of uh, making this world more cosmopolitan through art is also shaping the mind of a new generation. Because again, when you're seeing an Indian guy, and an Asian guy, and a white guy, and a black guy on an artistic project, it really sends a bigger message to the art world across the globe. So I definitely see um, interest coming from different countries and places I've been. There's a lot of African fans or fans from around the world who DM me, ask me about NFTs. Like, what is this thing? I've seen fans who followed some projects that I've supported who bought NFTs or set up their own wallet. So I think it's just about, if you have a platform and what's happening in the space, just kind of share that information. I think we're all becoming influencers in a different capacity to just be able to share and inform. And to be honest, I think in the next year or so, we'll see a much more seamless transition into music fans and different companies and projects really seeing the effectiveness of Web3. Because for me, it's really about ownership and really decentralizing yourself as an artist. I'm also independent. I had a contract with Rock Nation for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And to get out of contracts and now be in an independent space and be able to dive that into Web3 with full control is also something that I push on to artists for their own independence. Like, to make a very brief example, for those who don't know what tokenizing is, you're basically breaking down like shares of one asset. So if I drop a single and there's 1,000 shares of the single of like $100, not only did I just raise 100,000, but the fans could then trade that and create a whole liquidity market. So it's really interesting stuff, like translating also business into uh, the responsibility of artists. I think we've given that control to labels, but now we're learning how to do it ourselves, which is very powerful.
Absolutely, man. I love that you're like on the forefront of this stuff. I love that you're a trailblazer here, and we're just getting started, right? So tokenization, all that stuff is coming to the music industry, and I love that you're already getting started in it. So before we let you go, can you tell the people where they can follow you, your projects, what you've been up to? Where can people follow you?
Yeah, all the socials are at Young Paris.
Perfect. That's it, Young Paris. That's what it is.
Young Paris, thank you.
Yeah, you guys.
Thank you so much, man. Enjoy Tulum, and yeah, try. We'd love to have you back on soon.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in every day. Also, hit that like, subscribe, and notification buttons. We'll see you tomorrow.